Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, April the 18th, 2024. Thursday, April the 18th. Well, you know what? There's really, in my opinion, only one good segment. Okay. Well, Dante, he's back. Just got released from the hospital, what, last week? Now he's back at work. Only on soap, not just General Hospital, only on soaps can you be in intensive care and back to work the next day. That's just the way it goes. But I was happy to see him back in action. He denotes stability to me. But Trina met with Ava at I think it's Brioche is the name of that place, and they were talking. This is before the coffee house was going to open. I mean, not coffee house, the gallery, because Trina was going to go open the gallery. They were having breakfast, and Ava got a call, and she saw it was from the lab. So she just let it go to voicemail. And Trina's like, "You got to get that." She's like, "No." So they kept talking, and then they wrapped it up, and Ava gave Trina the business card to charge it. She goes, "Since we talked about business for lunch, this is a lunch expense." So she gave her credit card. And Ava called the lab back while Trina was gone. That was the longest paying for the check I ever seen. But anyway, um, and the lab told her that the pharmacy that's filled the prescription, oh, they made a gross error. That particular medication is supposed to be at 50 milligrams in strength. And they're like, it's only at 10. We're talking a fifth of what it should be. And I was like, oh my goodness. But see, they've been weaning Sonny down to this. They didn't just go from 50 to 10. He would have noticed something. But obviously, they slowly started reducing the dose. And Ava's like, are you sure? And they're like, yes, we retested the results just to make sure, right? So she said, thank you very much. And they're like, you need to, you know, uh, make a written a complaint or an investigation into the pharmacy that's fulfilling those prescriptions. And so she goes, thank you very much. So Ava goes home. Now, before Ava gets there, Lois is there harping on Sonny to go to Brooklyn's wedding. And I kind of think she ended up convincing him to go. But let's face it, in his manic state, he may not go. So Lois kind of snarky looks at Ava as she's leaving and told her, things seem pretty calm now. Now might be a good time for you to get a place for you and your daughter. Seems like you've been here for a long time, right? And so Ava was actually very gracious. She says, well, you know what? Thank you for your suggestion, Lois. That's so sweet of you to think about us. And Lois just looks as she goes out because, see, Ava knows Lois and Sonny go way, way back. So don't make an enemy of Lois. But let's face it, Lois has no say whether Ava's there or not. It's Sonny. So anyway, he's like, where did you go this morning? And she says, oh, I had to meet Trina for breakfast. And he goes, oh, how's she doing? And they had a little chit chat about that. And then Sonny is sitting on the couch and she's watching his every move. See, Ava had nothing to do with Sonny's meds being switched. She did, well, for one, she would have known. She wouldn't have had to send him to a lab. She would have already known what was going on with that. So then she's just watching him and she's noticing the way that he's just leaned back on the couch like so she goes, Sonny, uh you've been getting much snow. So she goes, Sonny, are you feeling okay? Eh. And she says, have you taken your meds for the day? And he looked at her and he thinks and he goes, no. So he starts to get up and she goes, Why do you ask? He goes, why do you ask? And she goes, I'm just looking out for you. He goes, okay. So he's getting ready to head back to the bathroom. And then Ava says, Sonny, have you been sleeping okay? Do these meds make you sleepy? And he said, they used to, but not anymore. See, remember when Sonny would be in his manic states, he would be up for days because he's running on this manic high, right? And I remember one time when he was in a manic state. This is when Avery was a baby, and he and Carly were still living together. He was out in the backyard. He was personally building a playhouse for Avery with his bare hands, right? So anyway, he's slowly walking to the bathroom, and he gets into his bathroom, and he's like drained, and he looks at himself in the mirror, and he gets his medication and gets out too, and his hands are a little shaky, and he takes some, and then as he's putting his head down, kind of looking down into the sink, Ava is being creepy though, stalkerish. Ava was behind him, just looking at him. Now, mind you, there's a mirror when he looks up. He'll see her in the mirror, but they just showed that to show she's watching the effects this is having on him. And Ava is going to try to put together who's doing this. See, in this case, I think it's going to be Ava that saves the day where the medication is concerned. So I'm happy. Actually, you know what? I'm okay with Ava living with Sonny, much better than Nina. I am truly okay with Ava and Sonny living together, right? So anyway, she obviously leaves before he lifts his head back up, because when he comes out, she hands him coffee, a mug of coffee, and she has herself a mug of coffee. Because for one, it's still morning. She and Trina just left from breakfast. And so he goes, so what else did you do? She goes, well, I heard something interesting. And he's like, what? And she's like, Trina told me that Jocelyn told her that Dex Heller is gonna be a police officer at the PCPD. And because she goes, don't shoot the messenger when I tell you this. And he goes, what? And then she told him. He goes, ah! How he's slamming his hand down on the desk. And she's just standing there looking at him. He flew out of control with it. So we shall see, the conversation that's going to happen after that, because they really didn't go into anything after that. Okay. So now we go to Cyrus. Cyrus walks into Anna's office, and guess what Cyrus does? He actually makes a formal written complaint or statement about everything that happened. And he even tells her, well, he does the formal written statement, and Anna has it typed up, and he signs it. And he goes, the one thing I failed to mention is there was an orderly that came into my room that was not an orderly after all. I found out he worked for Sonny Corinthos. I think he was going to inject me with something, but he did not do it. And he left. Sonny Corinthos came in and he left. So Anna says, okay, I know about that statement. And that person has separated himself from Sonny Corinthos' organization. And so Cyrus goes, oh, okay. And so he goes, okay, so should I get out of town right now? And Anna's like, why? And he goes, because if you're going to be arresting Sonny, I should be, I need to be protected. She goes, oh no, I'm not going to do anything with this right now. I am going to save your statement until I can have the most maximum impact. And now is right now is not the time. I want to make sure it's going to be able to stick. And Cyrus says, okay. So when Cyrus is leaving, uh, Dex was still there, and Dex was getting ready to leave because Dex, the person that's over the cadets, said he has scored the highest in all of the cadets in the history of cadets in Port Charles. Dex ranked the highest, and Anna's like, I had a feeling about that one. And he goes, yeah, but again, I remember I still have concerns. She goes, yeah, duly noted. And I don't care about his concerns, right? And so Cyrus and Dex run into each other at the door going out, and Cyrus looks at him and he goes, so there you are. And Dex looks at him, Mr. Renault, and he goes, the man who tried to, or who was gonna kill me. And Dex is just looking at him and he goes, well, I'm not that person anymore, whatever he said. And plus, he didn't do it. So, whatever, you think what you want. It wasn't me, okay? you know, you're drugged up. That wasn't me. But anyway, so they left that at that, or that's where the talk ended. But Chase actually likes Dex, which is interesting to me. Chase likes him. Chase even invited him to his own bachelor party because, of course, Dante's talking right at his desk in the center of the workroom floor. Chase is walking up behind, hearing the whole party being planned at the axe throwing place because Finn was going to have it at the Savoy, but somebody booked out the entire Savoy for a private event in the middle of the week. So there went that. And I'm thinking, well, it could have had it at the Metro Court, whatever. But I guess it'd be more fun, guys' night out at the terrace, or I mean, at the axe throwing place, or whatever happened to Charlie's. Go to Charlie's. That's guyish, right? Sports bar-ish. So anyway, that's that. The last thing, and that's it. I mean, this was not much to watch. This was just goodness. It's racking up to be a boring week, everybody. We have Kate comes to Bobby's to see Carly, and Jocelyn is there studying. The stove is out on the restaurant. She called Michael over to try to fix it. And I thought Michael can't fix nothing, you know. And so, and her regular stove guy, he's out on another job. And I was thinking, Carly, that's not the only appliance repairman in Port Charles. A restaurant needs a working stove, right? So Michael went back there, tried to tinker around with it, and of course couldn't fix it because Jocelyn was joking at it, like, well, you could have saved your time with calling him, you know. So yeah, Michael couldn't fix it, but Kate comes in, and Michael was joking before Kate walked in. He said, "Why don't you call your new boyfriend?" And Josh said, "Wait a minute, what new boyfriend?" And Cardi says, "No, nothing." Mm-mm. He goes, "Oh, you didn't know? Mom is seeing somebody. She even spent the night with him." She goes, "I did not spend the night with him that way. Oh no, you know." And so Michael goes to try to work on the stove, and Josh says, "Okay, what happened?" And she says, "No, he was being attacked in an alley. Special Agent Cates, Federal Agent Cates, and blah blah blah." So she said, "I just helped him, and since he was badly beaten, and could have a concussion, I just woke him up every 2 hours because he refused to go to the hospital." And look, Jocelyn understands that whole Good Samaritan got to save the world thing, right? Or everybody. So guess who comes in? And Carly's face lights up, and his face lights up when he sees her. And he sits down, and she goes, "So what brings you here?" And he goes, "You." She says, "Oh, really?" "Oh, really?" And Michael and Jocelyn are looking, and Josh says, should we be worried about this? And Michael says, we got to keep our eyes on him. Absolutely. Right. So, uh, Carly's flirty and he's catty flirty. So, so Kate has the nerve to tell her that he feels she probably had him jumped. So you knew he was just being facetious. And she knew, oh, so that's just your stupid excuse for coming in to see me, right? And so she says something about, well, you know what, then you've just wasted your time, and he says something and she goes, well, call first next time. And he looked at her and he goes, well, I don't have your phone number. So he goes, give me your phone. And I'm like, I would hardly give you my phone. So she flips it over to him and he's putting his number in to her phone. And Josh and Michael are looking at this interchange of conversation and body language. So they're like, hmm. So that's that, Carly and Kate's are gonna hook up. They actually have good chemistry, but so did Brennan and Carly. Carly can have good chemistry with a lot of people. To me, just not Drew. There was no chemistry between Carly and Drew, none. But Brennan off the bat. Kate, if you get over his obnoxiousness, there's chemistry between those two. And Jason, there's history between those two. So, anyway, that's it, everybody. Nothing else happened. I can't even, like I said, we're seeing Ava starting to try to put the pieces together. Next, she's going to find out where Sonny is getting the medications from. Where's the pharmacy? Who's filling these prescriptions? She's going to be the sleuth to figure this out. So that's it. I'll be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital. Let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. Reset my trusty dusty timer. I'm going to go from the top down today, the top down. Jacarly says, so is Nina going to have charges brought against her for blackmailing, bribing Cyrus not to press charges? I know, isn't that obstruction of justice? Jacarly says, right. Oh, and because Cyrus did put, I think, in his statement. No, I don't know. I can't remember, everybody. Right? If you remember, did Cyrus put in a statement that Nina bribed him? I don't think so. I think he just told Laura that. Jakar, because really that has nothing to do with, well, that did have something to do with why he didn't press charges with Sonny, but I don't think he put that in a statement. And Jacardi says, right, Cyrus already decided he wasn't going to press charges, so this is all on Laura. She is forcing the issue and using Cyrus's need for her to like/love him to manipulate him. But I don't agree that Cyrus hasn't really but I do agree that Cyrus hasn't really changed. He's playing the long game. Exactly. He really is playing the long game. And I think, what is it? Alexa says, did these new writers just come in and start writing without reading prior stories? I did not like GH this week. The most boring segments ever. I am with you, Lex. I guess that's Lexia. NK Rose says, still want to see Black Cop with Jordan. What Black Cop? Before we see the potential relationship with Drew. What Black Cop? If you're talking about Brick is not a Black Cop. There are no Black cops that Jordan could be with. Alexia says, please, not Drew. I know. NK Rose says, if Carly dates Jaggard, it will only be to compromise his hold on Jason not realizing she's the leverage. I know. Marie says TJ found out about Molly's sickness. TJ found out about Molly's sickness. Marie says they were, no, I'm talking about, no, not Molly's sickness. TJ cured somebody. Somebody was mixed diagnosed and it wasn't Molly. Um, TJ says they wrote Sonny's med problems like they did Morgan and Ava's brother. Morgan and Ava's brother. And her was in on it. Okay, I can't quite understand what you mean by that, Marie. And then Marie says, yes, Dex doesn't belong in the police. Still something not being told about Dex. He's a bigger crook than what's showing. I just don't think they knew what storyline and what direction they ever wanted Dex to go in. We never got a true backstory. We never got family. We never got anything on Dex. Marie says, remember Laura had brain issues years ago. And Marie says, they're going to put Port Charles in the biggest trouble ever since the Cassadine bunker crooks going to take over Cyrus and others. And then Aisha says, the city official employee sides of Laura and Anna seem to be forgetting what their predecessors have always known, yet hated to admit. In fact, what Carly recently had to explain to her grown children. Sonny is being taken out of the picture. If Sonny's being taken out of the picture, it will make Port Charles a more dangerous place. At least with Sonny, he had some scruples about keeping bystanders out of the line of fire. He had a code: no drugs, no weapons. I just don't know what he was doing with Pikeman. I really, really don't. So Sonny taking Pikeman's deal never made sense. You're 100% right. Has Laura forgotten Cyrus running drugs through GH? And not being particular about the human cost of his criminal activities. How many shootouts did he stage to target Carly and her kids? He thought nothing of blowing up a building full of people just to take Jason out. There's now the added complication of no clear successor within the Corinthos organization to keep things stable and relatively peaceful. And Donkey says, it's going to backfire on Laura when the fact that she has her brother, who is a drug dealer, comes out in court. Well, I think everybody knows that Cyrus and Laura are brother and sister. LaShanta says, Laura and Anna are hypocrites. Where was the same energy for Charlotte? Exactly. Sonny is not my favorite person, but he helped them. Valentine is under both of their noses. Cyrus caused mayhem. I'm glad Cyrus told Anina. Oh, so he did tell Anina. I couldn't remember that. Well, he told Laura. I don't know if he told Anna. He took Nina's deal. Um, why renege? Laura is on a crusade. If Sonny is going down, who's going to take his place? Laura planted the seeds. Yes, Anna did tell Laura something. Uh, Someone said Sonny put and hit on someone. She didn't say the name. Oh, I'm not over Jake. I'm over Jake. Yeah. I don't like how Brooklyn's got to walk around on eggshells. Chase knew she came from money. Yes, he did. P. Merle says, amen to all you've said. Judy says, that's what I thought. The TJ's kind of would come up with something in his exam. Yeah. And Judy also says, that is so true. As soon as they go, I'll do, or they have sex. What? As soon as they go, I'll do. Okay, that one doesn't make sense, Judy. And then Judy says, Miss Laura was being deceptive. Uh, so as he confesses to Laura that Nina bribed him, nobody's even given a second thought to just going directly after Sonny. Yeah. Otherworldly says, who cares about anything Nina does? Remember, her deeds are petty, not illegal. Yeah, they are petty, except for erasing the footage of Charlotte. That was impeding a police investigation. Monique says, why is Laura acting like she doesn't know why Sonny was who he was? He never hid it from her. That is so true. He never, ever. Laura's known about Sonny since she was a teenager. Get out of here. Well, Sonny and Luke were the same age. Well, since they were young. P. Merle says Gregory betrayed Alexis's confidence by telling Tracy. I hope Tracy doesn't try to sabotage Alexis's appeal hearing. I know. Why would he do that? That was out of context, and I was wondering were they going to try to have. But see, look, if he did, Tracy did something, Tracy would be ruining her own future beau, right? And then Lucy says, thanks for Wednesday's recap and comment corner, comment corner. All right, Denzel, this is the last comment. Denzel says, what are the writers are doing with these characters like Laura? Really, really? I know. Now you want to take down Sunny, uh, down both Laura and Anna know about Sonny's long sheets, his crimes, which I understand because he is a criminal. But at the same time, these writers just want Laura and Anna to take Sonny down, knowing that what Cyrus wants, and he's no saint either to at all. Look at what he's done in Port Charles, causing havoc to the city. I'm sorry, no, sorry. They both criminals, in my opinion. In my eyes, Laura is not thinking straight. I'm hating how these new writers write or wrote her character, including Anna, who's shaking my head. Anna, too, shaking my head. Um, it's like they're making Laura two likes and forgives these criminals for no reason, getting a great review daily recap lady. Yeah, she's Heather's champion, she's Cyrus's champion, she's Charlotte's champion. Only champion she wasn't was Nicholas's, right? Her own son. Anyway, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner, Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.